So now we've been able to successfully get a value from a user and use that value in an alert message. What about if we wanted to do it a different way? The alert produces a pop-up, and lots of users do not like pop-ups. In fact, many of them will turn off their pop-ups so that they don't work on a web page. So let's go ahead and figure out another way to be able to change a web page. So here, I'm just going to comment it out, and there you see what a comment looks like. That's / in JavaScript. Or if you want to do a block comment, you can do the /*. But let's say, what about if we wanted to write it actually in the web page instead of a pop-up? So if you look over here, we have a heading 2 with the word hello. And we would be able to get that with JavaScript and actually make a change to its content. To do that, we're going to need to add an attribute. And we're going to use the ID attribute and give it a value. Unlike class values, IDs are to be unique on a page. When we used a class attribute, you could use that same class multiple times so that you could access it to style 3 or 4 different things the same way. With IDs are meant to be unique. So the idea behind them is that you uniquely identify an element. And so if that's the case, if I named this one hello, I would not use hello anywhere else as a value for ID on this web page. And now that that's uniquely identified with JavaScript, I can get it by going to, I do document.getElementById. And notice the capitalization. Document is all lowercase. GetElementById starts lowercase, but then has a capital E, a capital B, and a capital I. And then you tell it which one. This is going to go to the document. It's going to get an element by ID, and you have to tell it which one. So in parentheses, you put the value of that ID that you want to get. So I want to get the one where ID is set to hello. Now this is enough to get that element, all right? But I want to do something with it once I get it. And there's several different things we can do with it. What we want to do right now is we want to change the content. What is between the opening and closing tag? And to do that, we're going to use a function called inner HTML. And we're going to say change what's between the opening tags to, and I'm going to just use exactly what we had up here. So I'm going to use this string plus a variable, and I'm going to save that and refresh over here. Notice our prompt is still there. It's going to come up and get our name. So I'm going to enter Bill this time. And now, instead of an alert box, it actually printed it right to that heading 2. How about that? Now we are able to know how to access an element that's an HTML element and make a change to. And here we're changing the content, what's between the opening and closing tag. And that's how we access an element, can actually make changes to the web page using JavaScript.